Some of Hollywood's greatest love stories didn't begin on a date. They began on a movie set. What started as scripted kisses and fake romance soon became real relationships that lasted for years, and for some, even marriage. Here are actors who fell in love with the very co-stars they were supposed to only pretend to love. Keri Russell and Matthew Rhys met long before they ever became TV's famous married spies. One unexpected party created a moment neither of them could have predicted. Keri Russell and Matthew Rhys first met at a kickball party, where Rhys asked for Russell's phone number. About a decade later, they played married Soviet spies on FX's The Americans and also became a real-life couple. Russell and Rhys started dating in 2014, People confirmed their relationship in 2015, and their son Sam was born in 2016. Although they haven't appeared together on screen since The Americans ended in 2018, they both appeared separately in the film Cocaine Bear. Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder looked like the perfect movie couple, but what happened off-screen made their famous kissing scenes feel even more real. Johnny Depp met Winona Ryder before they starred together in Edward Scissorhands. After just 5 months of dating, they got engaged, and Depp even got a tattoo that read "Winona Forever." The two later played love interests in Edward Scissorhands, where their characters were ultimately pulled apart. Their real-life relationship also ended after 4 years, and Depp changed the tattoo to read "Wino Forever." Adam Brody and one future co-star crossed paths years before they ever became a couple. At first, the timing wasn't right, but that wouldn't last forever. Adam Brody co-starred with Leighton Meester in the 2011 film The Oranges, but the two had actually met years earlier after Josh Schwartz introduced them at Cantor's in Los Angeles. Brody said he was very attracted to Meester from the moment they met, but he was seeing someone at the time. By 2013, Brody was single, and after meeting again, they quickly became a couple. They married the following year, later appeared together in Life Partners, reunited again on Single Parents, and in the 2023 thriller River Wild, and welcomed 2 children. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman shared an instant connection before they ever filmed a scene together. One simple moment during an audition was so powerful that it changed both of their lives. Tom Cruise met Nicole Kidman when she auditioned for a supporting role in the 1990 film Days of Thunder. Kidman remembered that when Cruise stood up and shook her hand, she felt electricity go through her. That spark carried onto the screen as they played opposite each other in the film. Not long after filming wrapped, the two married. They later appeared together again in Eyes Wide Shut before ending their marriage in 2001 after 11 years together. Brad Pitt filmed one movie that changed his life forever. The romance on screen became impossible to separate from what was happening behind the cameras. Brad Pitt starred opposite Angelina Jolie in the 2004 film Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and the two reportedly fell for each other while making the movie, even though Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston at the time. Pitt and Aniston divorced in 2005, and a year later, Jolie announced she was pregnant with Pitt's child. Their family grew over the following years. They married in 2014, and Jolie filed for divorce in 2016. Although their divorce was finalized in 2019, they remained involved in a custody battle through 2021. Jennifer Lawrence and Nicholas Hoult played a couple of powerful mutants, but their real-life relationship had just as many twists. Even after breaking up, one surprising thing never changed. Jennifer Lawrence met Nicholas Hoult while filming 2011's X-Men First Class, where he played Beast opposite her Mystique. Soon afterward, the two became a couple. They briefly split in 2013, reunited in 2014 as they returned for X-Men, Days of Future Past, and ended their relationship for good in 2015. Even after the breakup, they stayed amicable and continued working together in 3 more X-Men films released between 2016 and 2019. Ryan Reynolds starred in a superhero movie that failed to become the blockbuster everyone expected. But behind the scenes, it gave him something far more important than a hit film. Ryan Reynolds met Blake Lively while filming Green Lantern, where they played Hal Jordan and his love interest, Carol Ferris. Their scenes included plenty of kissing and were surprisingly intimate for a comic book movie. After filming, Reynolds divorced Scarlett Johansson, Lively ended her relationship with Penn Badgley, and photographers spotted the two together in late 2011. They married the following year and later welcomed 4 children together. Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams created one of Hollywood's most unforgettable love stories. But before audiences believed every kiss, there was a surprising problem behind the scenes. Rachel McAdams starred opposite Ryan Gosling in the 2004 film The Notebook, where they played Noah and Allie. Even though the movie became famous for their chemistry, Gosling initially wanted to work with a different actress. Their on-screen romance eventually turned into a real-life relationship, and they even recreated one of the film's famous kissing scenes at the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. After several years together, the couple ended their relationship in 2007. Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz looked completely convincing as husband and wife on screen. There was one reason their chemistry felt impossible to fake. Daniel Craig starred opposite Rachel Weisz in the 2010 film Dreamhouse, where they played a married couple. Their connection was so noticeable that co-star Rachel Fox said you could feel the spark whenever the cameras were rolling. Around that time, Weisz had ended her engagement to Darren Aronofsky, Craig had ended his relationship with Satsuki Mitchell, and both denied speculation that they were together. In 2011, however, Craig and Weisz married in New York, and they welcomed their first child together in 2018. Ryan Gosling made a movie that wasn't a box office hit, but it gave him something far more valuable than ticket sales. Ryan Gosling starred opposite Eva Mendes in the 2011 drama The Place Beyond the Pines. Shortly after the film's release, the two began a long-standing relationship. They later welcomed two daughters, Esmeralda in 2014 and Amada in 2016. The couple has kept their relationship very private, rarely appearing together at publicity or red carpet events, but they continue to support each other on social media. In 2023, Mendes even shared a photo of herself wearing a shirt featuring Gosling as Ken from Barbie. Bradley Cooper and one co-star looked completely convincing as a married couple on screen. But what happened after filming made promoting the movie much more complicated. Bradley Cooper starred opposite Zoe Saldana in the 2012 film The Words, where they played husband and wife and their chemistry stood out on screen. After Saldana split from her fiancé Keith Britton, she and Cooper were together for a year. When the relationship ended, they still had to appear together on the red carpet to promote The Words, putting their acting skills to use even after their breakup. Channing Tatum stepped onto a movie set expecting to make a dance film. Instead, it became the place where he met the woman he would eventually marry. Channing Tatum starred opposite Jenna Dewan in the 2006 film Step Up, where dancing brought the two actors together. The movie launched both of their careers and also marked the beginning of their relationship. They married on July 11, 2009, welcomed their daughter Everly in 2013, and later announced their separation in 2018 before divorcing in 2019. A film built around dance ended up changing both of their lives far beyond the screen. Ben Affleck and Ginnifer Lopez were criticized for their chemistry on screen, yet their real-life romance became one of Hollywood's biggest love stories. What happened next kept surprising everyone for years. Ben Affleck met Ginnifer Lopez while filming Giggly. Even though the movie was criticized for their on-screen chemistry, they worked together again in Jersey Girl and became a real-life couple after Lopez separated from Chris Judd. They became known as Benifer, got engaged with a 6.1-carat pink diamond ring, then called off their wedding and broke up. Years later, they reunited in 2021, married in 2022, and divorced again in 2025. Michael J. Fox shared one unforgettable TV kiss that left viewers wondering if the chemistry was real. At the time, both actors were with other people, but their story was far from over. Michael J. Fox starred opposite Tracy Pollan on Family Ties, where Pollan played Ellen Reed. In one iconic scene, their characters kissed while dancing to Billy Vera's At This Moment. The actors later reunited in the drama Bright Lights, Big City, and married in 1988. They welcomed their first child in 1989, and after Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease a few years later, Pollan remained by his side through his struggles. Together, they went on to welcome 3 more children. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson spent years making fans believe in one of cinema's biggest love stories. What many people didn't know was that the romance became real almost immediately. Kristen Stewart starred opposite Robert Pattinson in the first Twilight film as Bella and Edward. Before filming on that 2008 movie was even over, the two had fallen in love. Although they tried to keep their personal lives private, they eventually made their relationship public. Their romance lasted until 2012, when Stewart became involved with her Snow White and the Huntsman director, Rupert Sanders. The couple later tried to reconcile, but by 2013, their relationship had ended for good. Michael Fassbender had a reputation for dating co-stars, until one movie changed everything. What happened during one heartbreaking film was completely different from anything that came before. Michael Fassbender worked opposite Alicia Vikander in the 2016 film The Light Between Oceans, and he was so smitten that his serial dating came to a halt. While the couple kept their relationship and marriage largely private, photos from their secret 2017 wedding in Ibiza appeared online. In 2021, they welcomed a son together. What started as working together on one film became a lasting relationship that continued well beyond the set. Andrew Garfield wasn't the first Spider-Man to fall for his on-screen love interest. Once filming ended, fans started noticing clues that the movie romance hadn't stayed on the set. Andrew Garfield met Emma Stone while filming 2012's The Amazing Spider-Man, where they played Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. After filming wrapped, romance rumors quickly spread, and the pair were later seen being affectionate during a Starbucks in a movie outing. As they promoted their second Amazing Spider-Man film, they spent time together in cities around the world. Their relationship ended in 2015, but they remained on good terms and continued to be friends. Alexis Bledel shared unforgettable romantic moments with more than one TV boyfriend, but only one of those relationships became real once the cameras stopped rolling. Alexis Bledel played Rory Gilmore on Gilmore Girls, where Rory had 3 major romances over the series. Of the actors who played those boyfriends, the only one Bledel publicly dated was Milo Ventimiglia, who portrayed Jess Marino. Their characters had a passionate but inconsistent relationship on screen. Off-screen, Bledel and Ventimiglia began dating in 2002, around the time he joined the cast, and stayed together until 2006, shortly after Ventimiglia left the show. Rami Malek won Hollywood's biggest acting prize, but his acceptance speech wasn't just about the award. One heartfelt moment revealed something much more personal. Rami Malek met Lucy Boynton while filming Bohemian Rhapsody, where they played Freddie Mercury and Mary Austin. After appearing together at numerous public events, Malek made their relationship public at the 2019 Palm Springs International Film Festival, calling Boynton his ally, confidant, and love. Later that year, while accepting the Oscar for Best Actor, he told the audience that Boynton had captured his heart. The couple remained together into 2020 before later going their separate ways. Tom Holland and Zendaya spent years convincing everyone they were just friends. But one unexpected moment made that story impossible to believe anymore. Tom Holland met Zendaya while filming Spider-Man: Homecoming, and reports linked them before the movie's 2017 release. Even though they described their relationship as platonic, they continued appearing together at events and celebrating each other's birthdays on social media. In 2021, a photograph showing the pair sharing PDA ended the speculation that they were just friends. They later confirmed their relationship in separate interviews in 2023, with Holland calling himself lucky to have Zendaya in his life. Mila Kunis never expected one TV scene to become a memory she'd carry for the rest of her life. Before the cameras rolled, there was one thing she suddenly realized she had to do, and it involved her co-star. Mila Kunis shared that her on-screen kisses with Ashton Kutcher on that 70s show were actually her first kisses in real life. When she realized she'd have to kiss Kutcher, she remembered thinking he was so cute because he was the Calvin Klein model. Kutcher didn't know he was her first kiss at the time, but their on-screen chemistry stayed with them for years. After both ended previous relationships in 2011, they started spending time together, and their connection eventually led to marriage in 2015. Kit Harington and Rose Leslie shared some of television's most unforgettable romantic scenes. But once the cameras stopped rolling, their story was only getting started. Kit Harington starred opposite Rose Leslie on HBO's Game of Thrones as Jon Snow and Ygritte. Their characters shared a romance that included a memorable kiss before Ygritte was killed off. Off-screen, Harington and Leslie quietly began seeing each other and confirmed they were dating when they arrived together on the red carpet at an English awards ceremony in 2016. Harington proposed in 2017, and the former co-stars married the following year. Melissa Roxburgh and one TV co-star played former fiancés on screen. While viewers watched their complicated relationship unfold, something very similar was happening behind the cameras. Melissa Roxburgh starred opposite J.R. Ramirez on Manifest as Michaela Stone and Jared Vasquez, former fiancés whose story played out across the series. While filming, the two began an on-and-off relationship in real life and kept it private for much of the show's run on NBC. After Manifest debuted on Netflix in 2022, photos from their Instagram accounts showed the pair looking cozy during what appeared to be a vacation in Fiji. The relationship, however, appears to have ended soon afterward. Justin Theroux and Jennifer Aniston played lovers on screen, but nobody expected what happened after filming ended. The signs were subtle at first, until one major purchase changed everything. Justin Theroux starred opposite Jennifer Aniston in Wanderlust. Although Aniston said they were only co-stars and friends during production, the two were frequently seen together after filming in 2011. They never officially announced their relationship, but buying a mansion together in early 2012 was followed by their engagement that summer. The couple married in 2015 with Jimmy Kimmel officiating, divorced in 2018, and remained on friendly terms, continuing to spend time together even after their split. Charlie Heaton and Natalia Dyer tried to keep one important secret while filming together. Fans kept noticing little clues, but it took years before the two finally stopped hiding it. Charlie Heaton and Natalia Dyer, who starred together on Stranger Things, were first linked in 2016 after Instagram posts and paparazzi photos sparked romance rumors. They stayed quiet about their relationship for years before speaking publicly in 2019. Dyer later said that working with Heaton made them feel comfortable enough to play, feel more free, and talk through their scenes together. Even after their relationship became public, both continued to keep most details of their private life to themselves. Stephen Moyer met a co-star for the very first time, and something clicked almost instantly. Long before fans fell in love with their characters, one moment behind the scenes quietly changed everything. Stephen Moyer was taken with Anna Paquin from the moment they met for their chemistry read for HBO's True Blood. On the series, Moyer played the vampire Bill Compton, whose deep love for Sookie Stackhouse became one of the show's biggest storylines. Off-screen, that connection continued to grow. Moyer and Paquin married in 2010, welcomed twins Poppy and Charlie in 2012, and later co-produced the Amazon original series Flack, with Paquin starring as a tortured publicist. Emily VanCamp spent years pretending to romance her co-star on screen, but away from the cameras, the relationship became so real that they couldn't keep it hidden for long. Emily VanCamp starred opposite Josh Bowman on ABC's Revenge, where her character used Daniel Grayson's romantic feelings as part of her plan for revenge. Off-screen, though, VanCamp and Bowman began a real relationship. They tried to keep it private, but paparazzi photographed them showing heavy PDA around Los Angeles. VanCamp later announced their engagement on Instagram. The couple married in the Bahamas in 2018, and 3 years later they welcomed their first daughter. Ginnifer Goodwin finally found her Prince Charming, and this time it wasn't just part of the script. One early date convinced her she had found something real before the relationship had even become serious. Ginnifer Goodwin starred as Snow White opposite Josh Dallas's Prince Charming on ABC's Once Upon a Time, and their on-screen romance became a real one. An early date at Disneyland convinced Goodwin that marriage was in her future, even though they weren't seriously involved yet. The couple made their relationship public at the 2012 White House Correspondents' Dinner, married in 2014, and later welcomed their sons, Oliver and Hugo. Johnny Galecki and Kaylee Cuoco spent months pretending to be attracted to each other on TV. Then, one filming day made them realize those feelings weren't just part of the script. Johnny Galecki met Kaylee Cuoco while making The Big Bang Theory, and both later said they had crushes on each other from the start. Their characters' first kiss in the season 1 Halloween episode helped set the stage, but filming Leonard's dream sequence where he saves Penny in an elevator shaft made them realize their real-life chemistry matched their on-screen romance. Once Cuoco was single, they began dating. Although the relationship lasted only about 2 years, the two remained close friends after the breakup. Elizabeth Taylor promised herself she wouldn't fall for her famous co-star. That promise lasted only until they filmed their very first scene together. Elizabeth Taylor starred opposite Richard Burton in the 1963 film Cleopatra. Although Taylor had been determined not to become involved with Burton, she changed her mind after filming their first scene together. Both were married to other people at the time, but they began a highly public affair. Within 2 years, they had divorced their spouses and married each other. Their relationship included 2 marriages, with a divorce in 1974, a remarriage the following year, and a second divorce in 1976. Rachel Bilson filmed a sci-fi romance that almost everyone forgot. But for her, that movie changed the rest of her life. Rachel Bilson starred opposite Hayden Christensen in the 2008 film Jumper, where they played love interests Millie Harris and David Rice. After working together, the two became a real-life couple and were engaged by the end of 2008. Although they stayed engaged for nearly a decade without marrying, they welcomed their daughter, Briar Rose, in 2014. Their relationship ended in 2017, and Bilson later said in 2024 that co-parenting their daughter together was in a really good place. Camila Mendes and one co-star had fans convinced their romance wasn't just part of the script. Even after they stopped talking about it, people kept watching for clues. Camila Mendes starred opposite Charles Melton on Riverdale, and in 2018, the two appeared to be dating off-screen. They were soon seen showing public displays of affection and attending events together, although Mendes was careful about discussing the relationship publicly. The couple appeared to split in 2019, but later media coverage showed them together again. Their second breakup in 2021 proved to be permanent. Vincent Kartheiser and one co-star shared just a handful of scenes together. Somehow, that was all it took to start a real-life love story. Vincent Kartheiser met Alexis Bledel while filming Mad Men, where her character appeared in only 3 episodes as a married woman involved in an affair with Pete Campbell. Their on-screen connection became a real relationship, which was confirmed in 2012. Kartheiser proposed in 2013, and the couple secretly married in 2014. They kept much of their private life out of the spotlight, even managing to keep the birth of their son a secret for months. After 8 years of marriage, they divorced in 2022. Nicole Ari Parker and one co-star spent years playing a couple who couldn't decide if they belonged together. Off camera, though, their love story couldn't have been more different. Nicole Ari Parker met Boris Kodjoe while filming Showtime's Soul Food, where they played the on-again, off-again couple Terry Joseph and Damon Carter for 5 seasons. While their characters struggled with their relationship, their real-life romance grew stronger. After Kodjoe suggested they live together, Parker knew he was the one for her. They married in 2005, welcomed a son and daughter, and have remained together despite rumors about their marriage years later. Ryan Bingham and one TV co-star didn't just pretend to fall in love on screen. Before long, they were sharing a kiss that had nothing to do with the script. Ryan Bingham starred opposite Hassie Harrison on Yellowstone, where their characters, Walker and Laramie, became romantically involved. In 2023, the pair revealed that their off-screen romance was real by posting a photo of themselves kissing in front of a bonfire on Instagram. Later that year, they married on Harrison's family's estate in Texas. Their fictional relationship on Yellowstone became a real-life love story. Miley Cyrus met one co-star while filming a romantic movie, but their love story didn't stop when the cameras did. Instead, it continued for years with plenty of unexpected turns. Miley Cyrus starred opposite Liam Hemsworth in the 2010 film The Last Song. Before the movie's release, the pair made their public debut as a couple at the 2010 Oscars. Their relationship was on and off for years, leading to an engagement in 2012 before it ended in 2013. They reunited and became engaged again in 2016, married in December 2018, and their marriage ended by the following December. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn shared incredible chemistry on screen, but almost no one knew just how far their story went. One secret lasted for decades. Spencer Tracy met Katharine Hepburn while filming the 1942 romantic comedy Woman of the Year, where they played lovers. During production, the two also began a real relationship. Because Tracy was married, they kept their romance private, even though it became an open secret in Hollywood. Their relationship lasted 27 years until Tracy's death. Hepburn honored Tracy's wish to keep it private and did not publicly discuss their relationship until after Tracy's wife, Louise, died in 1983. Tori Spelling accepted a TV movie that probably seemed like just another acting job. Instead, it completely changed the course of her life. Tori Spelling met Dean McDermott while filming the 2005 Lifetime movie Mind Over Murder. Even though both were married to other people at the time, they developed feelings for each other during production. They soon left their spouses, married in May 2006, and welcomed their first child together the following March. Their marriage lasted 18 years and included 5 children before Spelling filed for divorce in 2024. Even after the split, Spelling said they co-parent well, remain good friends, and that McDermott is one of her biggest supporters.